Welcome in to the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Chiefs news and rumors as we're going to be talking about DeAndre Hopkins and more. But before we get to that, though, got a little question that I want to ask you to begin today's show. For some of you, this might be an obvious answer. For others, you might have a different opinion. I'm very curious. Who is the Chiefs' greatest draft pick of all time? Tell me who you think in the comments section, and let me know. Tell me who you believe that is. It's up for interpretation. You could say that's maybe based on the value that you got. Maybe it's just the best overall player, whatever it may be. Tell me who you think is the Chiefs' greatest draft pick of all time, and we'll get started with today's show. ESPN's Jeff Darlington is saying that the chances of the Chiefs landing DeAndre Hopkins look pretty dang good, comparatively speaking, at least to the New York Jets, who seem to be in the sweepstakes for the services of DeAndre Hopkins as well. Before we show you the comments from Jeff Darlington, to kind of set the scene for you here, we know that the Cardinals are in rebuild mode, obviously, and that DeAndre Hopkins' name has come up of moving on from him. And there was a tweet over the weekend that D-Hop isn't looking for a pay raise, but is looking to be on a contending team of sorts out there. And with Kansas City having some good receivers, but not an elite receiver at this point in time, could that be a potential good fit for DeAndre Hopkins? Can they make the money work? All of that. Let's dive into what Darlington had to say. This, to me, is more right for a team like Kansas City than the New York Jets. He would want to go there and resurrect his career with quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Don't they all? I mean, who doesn't want to play with Patrick Mahomes, right? Here's the big key, though. The willingness from Hopkins to renegotiate his deal. Because at this point in time, the Chiefs have about $5.4 million in cap space. And when you look at the contract of DeAndre Hopkins, he's not cheap. He's 30 years old, and he is set to make somewhere in the range of $34.4 million over the next 2 years. So not only do you have to pay DeAndre Hopkins, but also think about what you'd be giving up for D-Hop as well. You would have to give up. Arizona apparently wants at least a second-round pick and then a conditional pick. So you're giving up assets, and you would be giving up a lot of money potentially. And so if the Chiefs are going to make this work, if they're going to bring in DeAndre Hopkins, and certainly he would help this team a lot. I think that right away he would be your wide receiver one, and you'd be excited to have him on your team. But you got to make the money work for you. There's still a few hurdles to climb, nonetheless, before this potential deal could be done. So our pinned comment today, you might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. What do you think? Will the Chiefs ultimately make the trade for DeAndre Hopkins? You hear Darlington say that they seem like the team to potentially make the move. What say you? Let us know in the comment section. Why for yes, in for no, if the Chiefs will trade for D-Hop or not. Let us know in the comment section below. Jerick McKinnon, could he be making his way back to Kansas City? Well, if Kadarius Toney had his way, he certainly would be. McKinnon, a free agent, and is looking at his options, hasn't signed with anybody just yet. Juan Thornhill, he left the Chiefs, and now he's with the Cleveland Browns, and did a little recruiting to bring McKinnon to Cleveland. Check this tweet out of what Juan Thornhill had to say. Yo, Jet McKinnon 1, need a place to stay in Cleveland? And then Kadarius Toney with a good follow-up tweet says, nuh-uh. I got him a spot, that being, of course, with the Chiefs in Kansas City. So we'll see what goes on. We'll show you some numbers and dive into the situation more in just a second. But let's hear from the Kingdom first. If you want McKinnon back in Kansas City, I want you to spam his jersey number in the chat. Type 1, and for every time you type 1, I think that increases his odds of signing with the Chiefs and coming back. So let me know. Do you want to see Jerick McKinnon back in Kansas City? If you do, spam those ones in the comments section and let me know if you'd like to see Jerick McKinnon come back. Are you tired of struggling with bad habits? Cold turkey might be great for sandwiches, but there's a better way to break free from these pesky habits, and it doesn't involve weird mind voodoo or bizarre tactics. Introducing our sponsor, Fume, an innovative award-nominated device that helps you kick bad habits to curb by focusing on the good parts. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more. Fume is all about embracing the natural. It's not electronic, and instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Best of all, it's free of harmful chemicals and packed with delicious all-natural flavors. The adjustable airflow dial and movable parts and magnets help make it perfect for fidgeting, which can help alleviate stress and anxiety while you break your habit. I wasn't sure what to expect at first, but I was pleasantly surprised by the taste, feel, and look of Fume. Breaking a habit can be tough, but with Fume, it's easy, enjoyable, and even fun. With over 100,000 customers and countless success stories, there's no reason you can't be next. Start your journey towards a healthier lifestyle with the Journey Pack from Fume. Visit tryfume.com/chatsports and use code CHATSPORTS for 10% off your purchase for the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports. Don't forget to use code CHATSPORTS for 10% off your order. The link is down in the comments and the description, or scan the QR code to unlock this offer today. That's tryfume.com/chatsports. So here's more on Jerick McKinnon. Joined the Chiefs in 2021, and think about this. He has played in a total of 36 games the last two seasons. That's including the postseason. And he has been a whole different player when it comes to playoff time. You look at how effective he was for the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl this past year when they obviously won that game against the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 3 catches, 15 receiving yards, 4 carries, and 34 rush yards in the Super Bowl for Kansas City. He was a key piece to that Super Bowl win with what he was able to do in the passing game and the run game as another option there in that backfield. The numbers for him aren't earth-shattering from what we saw the last 2 seasons. I mean, think about this. 2021, he was a big part of those playoff games for the Chiefs there in 2021. We barely even saw him in the regular season in 2021. Only had 12 carries for 62 yards back in 2021, but obviously turned it on when it came playoff time. 2022, this past season, 72 carries, 291 yards, 1 touchdown average, about 4 yards a carry. I like McKinnon. There's no reason why I think that anyone should have any ill will or not be a fan of Jerick McKinnon. He is a likable guy, a good football player. He's been a nice piece for this Kansas City Chiefs team. But the truth of the matter is, the Chiefs can live without him, quite frankly. And the reason why they can is because of the emergence of Pacheco this past year, of how well he came along this past season and having this breakout year, and expectations should be high for him going into 2023. I think because of what you have in Pacheco, you don't need McKinnon necessarily. Now, if you can sign him on the cheap, then maybe you consider it if it's a very team-friendly deal. But I mean, when you consider looking at drafting running backs later in the rounds, Chiefs have a lot of picks. That might be the better option here. So I would say Pacheco, I'm not ruling it out. It's certainly possible he could be back in Kansas City, and I think that he's well-liked and everything like that. But it's not a must-have situation where you have to bring Jerick McKinnon back to the Chiefs as far as I'm concerned. What say you? Should the Chiefs bring back Jerick McKinnon? Let me know in the comments section. If you think they should bring him back, type S for sign. If not, type P for pass. What are you thinking? Tell us in the comments section. S for sign, P for pass. Should the Chiefs bring back Jerick McKinnon? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're talking about your Kansas City Chiefs each and every day. I know Harrison's been out the last few days as he welcomed a newborn. Congrats again to Harrison and his family on little PJ for joining the Chat Sports family. But he'll be back. But no matter what, whether it's me, Harrison, whoever, we're going to do what we can to bring you the best Chiefs coverage possible. Subscribe to the channel now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. And we'll see you next time right here on the Chiefs Report.